This video is brought to you by Creation Abomination by Alan Thompson. Creation Abomination is a riveting supernatural sci-fi thriller book series that features story elements of good versus evil, cloning, and even touches on deep moral and ethical issues. If you're a fan of science fiction and enjoy shows like Supernatural and Stranger Things, then this book is right up your alley. Also, those who have already read the book have given it a well-deserved score of 4.2 stars out of 5 on Amazon. So order Creation Abomination today on Amazon using the link in the description below and get lost in its amazing story. Lastly, consider signing up for the Creation Abomination newsletter for the chance to win a really nice themed poster. That's in the description as well. What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got some nice rock-oriented duels for you guys to check out. Fossilized Fusion Adamancipators. I have seen so many try with this deck, but I wouldn't say anyone has been highly successful yet. I do believe if you are going to play the Fossil Fusion variant of Adamancipators where you're trying to use the Jim Cook cards, you need the blind second because using your opponent's graveyard is obviously going to be super important. And I can say take this duel with a grain of salt because it's against the Dueling AI. Even Dueling AI is playing Red Eyes Dragoon decks, and you guys know any two monsters is a Red Eyes Dragoon, so at least the Dueling AI will have that going for them. I don't know if you want to really be main decking Mecha Phantom Beasto Lion and Dark Magician build, but it's you know, I guess it's a thing that Dueling AI is doing. Now the interesting thing is they are still going to get Red Eyes Dragoon on board. Maybe you can argue that the Dueling AI could have went for Magician Souls and used the effect, but I guess they would have had to do that before Verde Anaconda because, you know, they don't have the ability to special summon anymore. And even if they did, they would have drawn another Magician Souls anyways, although probably should have set Called by the Grave as maybe another interruption. But yeah, if you're playing this build of Adamancipators, and we know how strong the Adamancipator deck is, I think like splashing in Fossil Fusion, maybe 1 or 2 copies, it really doesn't hurt your deck that much. You will of course need the extra deck monsters, but if you're using your opponent's graveyard, you can do some pretty good things. You need your opponent to have some high level monsters in the graveyard, and Dueling AI has already used their disruption. That is not that's not good. We know Adamancipators are one of the decks in Yu-Gi-Oh that can play going second or first, and even though Dragoon of Red Eyes, or Red Eyes Dragoon, excuse me, is a very powerful card and it is untargetable. You know, Adamancipators they've got non-targeting removal, and that's like the best form of removal in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to be very difficult for decks that don't have non-targeting removal, decks like Altergeist, to get this damn card off the field. You're gonna have to go for like Boar Sword Dragon and very difficult plays, but Adamancipator, they can just go into their level 8 and then just kind of like get it off the field that way. These two monsters, like the Link Spider, the Verde Anaconda, they're largely irrelevant, but now he's got his graveyard set up. We're about to start seeing some fusion summoning in addition to the Synchro and Xyz monsters on field. There is one big boy Fossil King. Yeah, see, this is why you can go second. And if your opponent is playing a Dragoon deck, like a Red Eyes Dragoon deck, you can just banish their Dark Magicians and their Red Eyes. Like, those are going to count as the level 7 or higher monsters that you need. Use the Fossil Fusion twice because it ain't no hard once per turn, and you can generally get enough damage to, I don't know, maybe OTK your opponent. It's not always going to be this easy to get the Red Eyes Dragoon off the field because, you know, you're not going to be dueling against Dueling AI usually, but if you're able to get that monster off the field, or if you're able to just bait its negation, then it kind of shows you how easy. And also, if you do happen to like kaiju it, then you can use it, you can banish it from the graveyard for your Fossil Fusion monsters. I think that's kind of cool. One of the things that people were asking for the longest time with a, you know, YGO Pro or YGO Pro update is that you could duel against the AI. They used to have it and then they took it out and then they just recently put it back in. Anyway, second duel is Madolche versus basically just big ass rocks. How many times can you get Nibiru before you just lose your damn mind? Madolche is a deck that I think is super strong. However, it doesn't really have any resistance to this card. Nibiru will just take your lunch. I guess you could say you could run Herald of the Orange Light, but that's pretty much it. And only a very, very low number of Madolche players do use that. Now, he's playing Plunder Patrol, and luckily he does have that disruption. Madolche Promenade doesn't require that you have a Madolche monster on field. Just have one in the graveyard. So when your opponent tries to get that search, nope, not gonna happen. Also, wow, this guy, 3 Nibirus. 3 rocks versus a Madolche deck. Pick your winner. We're gonna say at least one more copy of Nibiru, because Madolche only have one way of playing, and that's just fast, fast, fast. It's like that song, Gas, Gas, Gas. That's basically how Madolche's play. So getting Nibiru back-to-back turns, but you know, Plunder Patrol, trying to get the offense going, it is stalling a little bit. Called by the Grave is going to banish that Plunder Patrol monster, so its effect, it's not going to come back. And I think we could see a third Nibiru. Nope, just says, you know what, Cap? I'm sensing a third Nibiru. I'm just going to start attacking now. And I think he's actually just going to scoop it up. Well, he's going to, yeah. He ends up scooping it up. 3 Nibirus doesn't actually get your deck rolling. Who would have thought? Man, goodness. This Nibiru had, okay, I think I get why he scooped. This Nibiru had 8,000 attack. I mean, granted, you can put all your monsters in defense mode, but at some point, you do have to out your own Nibiru. And Madolche, like, yeah, I think you still got enough juice here to combo one more time. Although you could argue that combo could be stopped with the third Nibiru in hand. But then again, like, how do you keep destroying all these damn Nibirus? Maybe he felt like, I'm Nibiruing my opponent, but I'm not making any gains here. I'm not actually getting through. I'm not actually in a position that's better than, you know, the last Nibiru or anything like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out that deck. Really quickly, the fossilized version of Adamancipators, and you can really see here, it doesn't require you to do that much differently with your deck. You're going to run 3 copies of your Weathering Soldier, and then you got 3 copies of Fossil Fusion, and basically that's kind of all you need. Technically, if you want to get technical here, you don't even have to really run Weathering Soldier, because these fusion monsters just require rock monsters and then like high level monsters. And obviously, like, Adamancipators themselves are rock. Yeah, you can run this card, and you know, one of the good things about Adamancipators is they're not super normal summon reliant, because they do have cards that can just special summon and you can kind of combo from there. Now, I do believe, yeah, he's playing the new Adamancipator Friends. I don't think that this card, like, it's not a bad card, but it's also not a necessary card. It does let you excavate a bunch of cards, which obviously is like really good at Adamancipators. It locks you into rock typing, but you can see with this build specifically, I mean, the entire damn extra deck is just rock monsters. There's no Crystal Wing in here. There's no Halifibrax. There are basically no cards in here that are not rock. In fact, I don't think there's no cards in the entire deck, a main or extra, that are not rock type. So I guess in this specific build, this card actually works, but that also means you're not going for Crystal Wings, you're not going for Halifibrax. You could probably throw some hand traps in here because you don't need to summon those. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting take. I do think that if you are going to play Adamancipators like this, you need to be going second all day, every day. Don't be trying to go first, because you're seeing that, like you see with the extra deck, you're really not suited to go first. You don't really have that many disruptive cards other than just a level 8. Anyways, if you guys are interested in this build, of course, it will be in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.